for failing the Kenyan nation.
Northeastern elected leaders have faulted the conduct of the Deputy President Rigathi.
Yet the Deputy President's actions in discussing senior civil servants and the President himself, in a press statement, instead of taking his concerns to the President and members of the National Security Committee, are reckless and unfortunate.
That is personal attack to one individual. And I think this is a junior officer who can be reprimanded by the same Deputy President at his own time than going public, because that clearly brings down the government-sensitive department that should not have been discussed on the social media.
Led by Dadaab MP Farah Maalim, the leaders disclosed that Rigathi threw under the bus NIS boss Nordin Haj by blaming him on the outcome of Tuesday protests, asking Rigathi to present his knowledge on the protests.
Rigathi Gachagua and associates have gone on a potentially destabilizing movements of the government of the day.
It is not right for any person, or including a public servant of the level of Deputy President, to personalize an issue and to attack the person of another public servant.
They have also faulted the Deputy President's remarks on Ruto's agenda, urging Rigathi to resign if he is not happy with the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Rigathi today is the leader of the opposition in this country. We call on him to resign immediately. If he's not happy with his president, let him resign from this administration and let him prepare himself for the contest in 2027.
Despite the heavy allegations, NIS boss Nordin Haj has remained silent. Mariam Jahid, K24, Nairobi.
Now, a day after President William Ruto declined to sign the Finance Bill 2024 into law, various groups are now coming out to laud the relative calm that is slowly returning in the country. The latest to do so is the Kenya National Private Security Workers Union, led by Secretary General Isaac Andabwa, who has urged the president to ensure that the youth in the country get job opportunities.
So wakati mambo inafanyika wanaanza kuwa na blame game. Tunasema la hasha. Hata wale walikuwa kwa nusu mkate wale walikuwa na Mheshimiwa Dr. William Ruto, they also bear blunt. We address pertinent issues addressing Kenyans, and I'm happy. Tulikuwa tumesema mambo ya national discussion, hapana mambo ya financial bill, kwa sababu haya mambo ina affect all Kenyans around. Bila amepropose Mheshimiwa Rais, nimempatia 100%. It is not about the financial bill. Ukiangalia vile mienendo ilikuwa inaendelea na mambo ilikuwa inafanyika, there is more than mambo ya financial bill. Na viongozi ambao wako na Mheshimiwa Rais hawamu-advise haya masuala, hawaongei naye, wanaongeza blanda ingine kwa ingine. Tuna postpone problems za vijana, tuna postpone problems za wananchi. Wamama wako na shida, wasee wako na shida, wakazi wako na shida, nurses wako na shida, walimu wako na shida. So ile Mheshimiwa Rais amecapture, tunasema ya kwamba tunasupport hiyo national dialogue on the Kenya we want. I remember during Moi's time tulikuwa na mambo kama haya ilianza kutendeka, na mambo ya multi-party and so forth. Mheshimiwa Rais yule marehemu alisema lazima tukue na national discussion. The Kenya we want from the Kenya we are. Niko na furaha saa hizi tumekuwa na blueprint ya Mheshimiwa Dr. William Ruto. Alikuwa amesema tuache mambo ya kuchukua madeni nje China, to depend to ourselves kwa grow economy na tufanye mambo ya development. Wakenya ni kama hawako na barabara moja. Hao wamesema tusiende kule China kwa madeni, bali tuachane na mambo ya tax, but tuendelee na mambo ya madeni. Kama hiyo ni part of discussion, pia tunasema iendelee.
Now, former presidential aspirant Muthiora Karriara has been found drugged and unconscious at Lenana Racecourse area in Nairobi County, 18 hours after his abduction. Now, the vocal activist was abducted by unknown persons during this week's Tuesday demonstrations and taken to an unknown location. And as Milia Kisienya now reports, Joshua Okayo, who is the president of the Kenya School of Law, a student association, is also yet to be found.
With limited help from authorities and local law enforcement, Kenyan families, relatives and friends continue to worry over the safety of the loved ones who are on the front line in the anti-finance bill protest following their uproar over the spike in cases of abductions. The dreaded knock in the dead of the night and the pounding of doors with heavy military boots is back. Incidents witnessed 3 decades ago of men in civilian clothes whisking away Kenyans.
I don't know what happened therein, but all I remember is there's a vehicle that came and I was grabbed. And after I was dragged, I don't remember what else happened after that. So I passed out.
2022 presidential aspirant Muthioria Karriara is one among the over 50 Kenyans who were part of the protest and abducted by unidentified plainclothes officers. He is, however, alive with a traumatizing life memory. We found him at his place with his family moments after he was admitted in hospital, drugged and left unconscious.
The next time I found myself in some house, I didn't know where it was. I didn't know what time that was, but nobody was saying anything. So I figured out I'm not in control of anything. I asked a few questions to the guy. There's a guy that was with me, and he just seemed like I was his guest. And he told me whatever is going on is going to be explained to me. So I waited for an explanation. None was forthcoming. I kept quiet. I remained calm. And nothing was said to me until later on when they said, we need to go. And at that point, I figured out they're gonna take me to those places where they interrogate people. But before they did, I was given an injection around here. And I think I passed out after that, and the next time I was in the boot of a car, and that's where I remained. I was in between being awake and asleep, and for the whole day, that's just how yesterday was for me.
He can barely speak but struggles to explain his ordeal, which he says he wouldn't wish even on his worst enemy.
We were along Koinange Street.
His wife Tracy Ishmael, on the other hand, is condemning the act which she says has left them with lifetime wounds of insecurity.
Simu ililia hiyo around 12 ilikuwa imefika 12 saa 6 hapo. Huyo mtu nikaeka loudspeaker, akaniuliza wewe ni Tracy? Nikamwambia akaniambia kwa Kikuyu, alikuwa ananiongelesha kwa Kikuyu. Akaniuliza Muthioria ni nani kwako? Nikamjibu. Akasema haya, unajua Lenana? Kuja Lenana. Nikamwambia kufanya nini? Akaniambia niko naye hapa nani? Ni kama amelewa. Kitu ya kwanza ilikuja kwa mind yangu ni Muthioria hanywi pombe. Amelewa vipi? So nilimwambia tu Muthioria hanywi pombe. Alafu nikamwambia anyway tunakuja. So tukatoka na brother yake na cousin yake na my aunties. Then wale watu walikuwa wamesimama hapo, hata hawasaidii, hawafanyi chochote, wamesimama ni kama it's none of their business. So kwa akili yangu niko kama nyinyi ndio mmetuitia huyo mtu, mnafaa kuwa mnamshughulikia ya. Hawakuwa wanafanya chochote, wamesimama like ni spectators tu. Then sisi tukambeba, tukamweka kwa gari, tukaondoka, tukaona vile yuko, he's unconscious, haongei, hasemi, haezi simama, haezi fanya chochote. So tukampeleka hospitali hapa Mary Immaculate. Walipomuona tu kitu ya kwanza walifanya ni kumweka drip. Wakamweka nini mbili na akadungwa sindani. Alafu ndio daktari akatuambia anakaa ni kama alikuwa drugged or something. Then akatupea madawa zingine na akasema pia ana need kufanywa scan ya kichwa kwa sababu alikuwa na seizures mara mbili tukiwa hapo hospitali.
Free Joshua Okayo! We want Joshua Okayo!
Meanwhile, the Kenya School of Law Association has also come out calling for the release of their president Joshua Okayo, abducted on Tuesday. They allege the government is responsible for the abductions and little is being done to release him.
We are just calling upon those who are holding him to just release Joshua.
I'm in trouble. Please track my phone. I'm in trouble. That is not a message that at this day and age should be sent by someone you're concerned about and someone you care about. Joshua was abducted in Rongai in the safety of his home, and we wish to communicate that we want Joshua released.
2 of our Kenya School of Law students were abducted on Tuesday. We have no idea what they went through because I can guarantee you that they are shaken to the core. They cannot even speak. And these were members who are very vocal.
As human rights activists intensify their plight for the release of those abducted, the government, and particularly the Ministry of Interior, continues to be mum.
All the people they mentioned have since been found in police custody, and those that were already processed were already released.
Milia Kisenya, K24 TV.
Now, even after President William Ruto withdrew from assenting the Finance Bill 2024, some parts of the country still witnessed anti-government demonstrations today, with several people injured and others nursing gunshot wounds in Migori and Kisumu counties. This comes even as the church called on the president to welcome dialogue, as John Makuba now tells us.
At least 6 people, including 2 police officers, were injured during protests in Migori as business was interrupted and roads closed by rowdy youths. Dr. Ian Omwom, a medical superintendent at Migori County Referral Hospital, says they received 6 patients from the demonstrations. Among the injured were 2 police officers who sustained soft tissue injuries, with 2 reported to be in critical condition.
The 2 with gunshot injuries are critical, so we are going to take them to theatre and we can update you after they are out. On the abdomen and on the upper limbs.
The referral facility has had an influx that we didn't expect, because we knew our Zuma generation were conducting themselves in a peaceful manner. Of course, in a constitutionally provided legal backing, because they're agitating for their rights.
The protests began as early as 5 a.m. with the youths blocking the Migori-Kisii highway with stones and lit bonfires, prompting a cat-and-mouse chase with the police. On Wednesday, 1 person was shot by police and admitted to Migori County Referral Hospital, bringing the total number of protesters nursing gunshot wounds to 5. Similar protests were experienced in Kisumu as youths took to the streets. 1 person has been shot dead.
We have families who are now distraught. Their livelihoods have been destroyed. Their lives have been destroyed. Infrastructure has been destroyed. You can't tell us now that it is when you now want to solve it. We have lost faith in you, and we are saying we are done with the finance bill. Now we want Ruto to go.
Church leaders now want President William Ruto to take the appropriate legal steps to remove the controversial finance bill from Parliament and compensate the families who lost their loved ones in Tuesday's protest this week.
Sisi ni Quakers na sisi tunataka amani. Tunahubiri amani. Raisi, ongea na hivi vijana. Identify their leaders and talk to them. We don't want bloodshed. naomba vijana wa respect our national institutions kama parliament.
Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa, on his part, has waived hospital bills and says the county will cover funeral expenses for the victims and the injured from yesterday's demonstrations. In Bungoma County, youths are calling out the police for the mysterious disappearance of Bumula Member of Parliament Jack Wamboka's personal assistant Wangila Wabomba. The youth say Wabomba was last seen at the Reject the Finance Bill demonstrations in Nairobi, and since then his whereabouts remain unknown.
Tunataka afuatilie hao vijana wote ambao wameshikwa, akiwemo kijana wetu Wangila Wabomba, watolewe mahali wapo, wakuje kwa familia zao.
John Makuba, K24 TV.
All right, time to take another break here. When we come back, we'll be coming back with business news.
Have you watched K24? We would love to hear from you. Send us your feedback on what you like and what you don't like and why. You can use any platform to reach us.